I am Natalie. In my work as a healer, therapist, and in this podcast, I consult the spirits, guides, and counselors. I have been working this way for over 13 years, and this connection has existed from the day I entered this world. In this podcast, In the Heart of Being, a spiritual journey, the spirits, guides, and counselors connect me to the layers of being, dimensions, and the library of knowledge, where we connect the spirit with the body, which I love to share with you all. Will you join us in our quest, weaving the unknown into the known? Today, me, the spiritual guides, and the counselors want to talk about timelines. We always believe that we are in just one timeline and that this has a certain beginning and an end. But actually, more timelines are active. In a way, you could say you have infinite timelines. But depending on what we believe, where we put our attention, then a couple become more dominant in a way. And the more attention it gets, the stronger the timeline becomes. And there comes a way that we understand that all timelines are equal. But before that, we need to understand a little bit more about timelines. So the last couple of months, the spirits showed me that everything would be turned upside down from one moment to the next. And they would keep on showing me. And then they would talk about the big blast, the big change, the big blast. And I just followed like the breadcrumbs in a way. And then one day I had a client and we talked about duality. And I said, and about dark and light. And I said, the dark and the light always follow up on each other. First, we had a period of light on this planet, a very peaceful period, which in a way we all have forgotten and we still remember. And then we had these periods of darkness where everything was upheaval and destruction and over and over again, this cycle, one after the other, one after the other. And then they showed me that now we have come into a time that like those two kind of energies are getting intertwined. It's like they holding hands, but not the whole hand, just the fingers, like they're getting interlaced in a way. And then they show that something totally new will come to existence. So in a way, duality will cease to exist. I thought it was beautiful to see. It's so something new because dark and light, they both have their function in a way. And then afterwards, they showed me two timelines, one at the left and one at the right. The left was always controlled chaos, and the right was always catastrophe. And they kept on showing it. And on one day, the left was more dominant, and then one day the right was more dominant. It just changed. And then for a couple of days, then the left was very dominant, and then sometimes the right was very dominant, which was kind of scary because catastrophe is very, well, it will change the things from one moment to the next. However, it is such a big thing that people instantly will, how you say that, let go of everything they know, who they are, of what they believe, and what they have been learned. So this is a harsh way to make the change, to change to the new consciousness that wants to be born. And then you have the timeline of the controlled chaos, and that goes more smooth, Well, we would not say smooth if you look at the world, but that's smoother than catastrophe. So then after a while I started thinking, if you show me left and right, what is in the middle? But it stayed empty, but they kept on showing me left and right, left and right, left and right. And then one day I was working, and then I saw like this blue energy of this person I was working with moving to this middle. And I thought, there's also a timeline in the middle. And more people that came to my practice, I saw their blue energy moving to the timelines, to this middle timeline. Then I was talking to a friend. I said, I don't know what this timeline is about. And when I was talking to him, I said, it's the timeline of harmony. I instantly knew just by explaining to him what I saw. I said, and this bluish energy is the crystal body that is being activated in those people. And when the crystal body gets activated in more and more people, then this middle timeline of harmony becomes stronger and stronger. And when I talk about this timeline now, today, this is just what it showed today, then it just is like when sometimes you have that in the plane when it is dark, you have those lines so you know where the seats are, where the toilet is. And this is how they show me the outline of the timeline. Two lines. It's funny because they say then you understand it much better if we explain it like this. And they are starting to light up. In a way, they become like how you say that, like the light in the sky so that people can find this timeline because it became active. And the last couple of days, it was not that active actually. But now that I start talking about it, it gets energy. And this timeline needs energy because I have been talking about, I think, the earlier episodes, all in the beginning, about that peace is upon us. It has never been so close as it is now. And with everything that happened in the last year, you would not believe me. You would say, Natalie, you are crazy. How can you say such a thing? And everything in me still feels that this is the way it is. And when I look at this middle timeline, I see all those crystal bodies just coming. And we don't need everyone. They always say that. You don't need everyone to make a change. It's just a certain percentage we need to make the flip, as what they showed me all in the beginning, you know. So we could think like this flip of being the catastrophe that changes human perception and blows up in a way a hole in the ceiling of what we believe to be true. But it can also be that more people reach a certain consciousness. And when we do reach this consciousness, then more people are just going to follow this middle road because it has this energy that attracts. Because inside of us, we always search for peace and harmony, unity. Those are qualities that we all know, and we all know how it feels, but we cannot explain it very well because they are so profound, so intensely, how you say that, intensely embracing in a way. They're so profound that they can only be felt and known. Deep inside, we know what it is. So, when will you walk the middle path of harmony? When are you ready to let go of what you believe, of what you think is true, and to open up for this new consciousness that is already on the horizon? It's so funny how they show things to me. Now I see like the sun is coming up, you know. It's not the sunset, but the sunrise. It is where we are going as humans. We can do it now, tomorrow, in 10 years, or a million years. Well, I don't believe that we are a million years on this planet, but that's a whole different subject. So it can be now, or it can be in the near future. But for each of us, when we decide that harmony lives inside us, the crystal body activates. Next time, me, the spirits, the guides, and the counselors will talk about addictive behavior, of negative thinking and negative behavior. Or perhaps we will talk about hope versus wish. For when we hope in a way for a better future or for whatever we hope for, it always feels there's a little bit of doubt. However, when we wish for a better future or wish for something to change, then we open our heart for the thing that could come into being. And maybe perhaps a whole new topic arises when we start recording again. We will see. In the meantime, you can connect with us on natalienevely.nl and on Instagram, in the heart of being. Thank you for listening. See you next time.